What's up, everybody? And today we're checking out Russian troops were surrounded after Ukrainian elite forces broke through. This is by, yet again, San English. This is the third video we've watched of their channel now. As you know, I watch a lot of Ukraine footage on here, whether that be from United 24 or a bunch of other channels. We do it all the time. It's very rare that a new channel comes out of nowhere and puts out decent content about Ukraine and Russia and doesn't seem, as far as I'm aware, to utilize AI. And so, with that being said, I'm very, very impressed with this channel so far. This is the third video. The reason I've gone back for a third time is because I'm not impressed with it. And I wouldn't do that. I've done it a few times where I've watched a video from a new channel and it's ended up being like AI. And although I'm not sure about the voiceover, whether that's AI for this, just the way it talks and the scripting it doesn't give me any red flags. And the way that the footage is put through doesn't give me any red flags. So I'm very impressed with this channel is what I'm trying to say. And they're only at 15.8 thousand. I say only, that's a significant amount. So let's go over there and support San English, because I believe that it's really important to support these channels that are putting out really good content like this, especially on a subject as important as the war in Ukraine. So link down below to San English. Go over there, give it a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Before we get started though, as always, check out Chug, 10% off, link down below, for the best drinking vessel in the world, and it will keep your beverage cold for a long time. There's a drought here in the UK. It's dry as hell here in the UK. I'm pretty sure it's like that around most of the world right now. It's hot, it's gross, it's disgusting. But if you want your beverage to stay cold during a heat wave, check out Chug. Using sustainable materials, handmade here in the UK by a small business, free customization, free bag, ships to America, 10% off, link down below. Also, if you want to energize yourself with healthy, functional mushrooms, get yourself some morale at drinkmorale.com. There is a link down below. It's only available in England right now. A lot of people ask me when's it coming out in the US. Hopefully at some point it will. It's only available in England right now. The idea is a mushroom-based drink and a nature-based community. I'm currently working on that community. Some very, very exciting stuff that I'm developing with that. And I cannot wait to tell you more about that. But for now, we're just going to have to just wait. Let me keep working through it. And you'll find out more about that soon. Other than that, let's pull this up and let's see what San English has got to show us.
Here's another glimpse of footage showing Ukraine's elite units on the front lines. Grab your pen and notebook. We're about to learn some important things. The first elite assault unit is moving out for the operation.
Okay.
They've received all the coordinates from the drone operators for this operation. They'll slowly advance toward the houses where the Russians are hiding and engage in a breathtaking firefight at close range. Stay tuned to watch those moments unfold.
So it looks like they've started within a tree line and they're pushing towards some sort of relatively small village that, as far as I can see. Obviously, when we watch this stuff, there's a lot of context that we are missing within these videos, and that's all the videos that we watch in Ukraine. There's a lot of context we don't get, so just bear that in mind. Overgrown.
Members of Russian forces are inside this house.
I mean, you look at the roof of this building, it's obviously just, it's either derelict prior to the war or it's been destroyed throughout the war. It's overgrown and around the area. It looks like a really, really devastating place to be in.
And in the basement, the Ukrainians are trying to break their resistance with simultaneous attacks from both the air and the ground.
Basement's clear.
That friendly FPV drone almost crashed into one of its own soldiers.
Ooh. Not sure about the voiceover, but what's that book? I don't know. It's in Ukrainian. You know me, I'm a bit of a book nerd.
The elite soldiers made it all the way to the house, and right now everything seems to be under control. But wait a minute. I think there's an enemy peering out the window.
Oh shit. Was an enemy peering out the window. Look at the state of these places.
Basements are an important place to hide from FPV drones. They're also used for resting.
So obviously, we're well aware of this. If you've been watching any of this content, you know the relationship between both Ukrainians and Russians, actually, and hiding within basements. You see, like, this seems to be one of the most prevalent things. It's like Bradley's, FPV drones, basements, and trenches. Seems to be like the four things with this war, doesn't it?
Ukrainian soldiers are taking control by throwing grenades inside. First, throw a grenade inside, then open fire and call out. If you throw enough grenades and hear no sound from inside, you can go in. But this is still extremely dangerous. There could be an ambush inside.
Yeah, the idea of slowly creeping in a basement when you don't know if there's someone just fucking waiting there with a gun pointing in the doorway, that is not a position you want to be in. I don't care if you're SF or if you're a clerk. No one wants it. No one wants to be point man on something like that.
It looks like there's someone inside.
Oh,
it's
shit.
dangerous to go inside. That's why the best course of action is to shoot through the door and throw a grenade. The elite soldiers went to the coordinates provided by the drone operators and
I really like the fact that they've told us that we're changing to a different location, a different mission here. The amount of times we've watched channels that don't do that, and we're trying to like, are we on a new part here? So I like that.
Completed their first mission. The enemy in the house and in the basement no longer poses a threat. Now they have set out on their next mission.
Boom.
A Russian artillery shell landed just a few meters away from Ukrainian elite soldiers.
Jesus.
It really was a miracle. No one was even injured.
By the way, actually, well, I'm wondering, is it going to show? I just want to quickly, bit of a tangent, you could say. But I wanted to show you something real quick. Obviously we know how, what's the word I'm looking for? Prevalent trench warfare is within Ukraine, right? And we know that it's become quite a thing. Call of Duty put out a clip for Modern Warfare 4, and it's literally modern combat in trenches. Look. So they've took note about the war in Ukraine and thought, you know what? We've always associated trench warfare with like World War I and II, but we're going to put it in a modern warfare game. I thought this in particular here. Look at that. Proper trench warfare. I mean, that's unrealistic, right? It's action film, but trench warfare in a modern game. You cannot deny that that's not influenced by the Ukraine war. It's 100% influenced by the Ukraine war. 100%. And I like that. I think it's just important that people are noticing this shit. People are taking note of the shit, and it's actually being implicated in video games and movies and shit like that. And I think when it gets to that point, it becomes more common knowledge. And I like that. I like that people are becoming aware of it. Tangent, because I watched that trailer earlier in my own time, and I just started watching this, and I thought, oh yeah, shit, that reminded me of the Call of Duty trailer. A lot of trench warfare going on still.
They arrived at the area with the ruined houses again. We need to be very careful here because an enemy soldier could pop out from anywhere at any moment.
So they're the same houses as earlier, but it's a separate mission.
Everyone needs to be careful.
Or at least it's a different time to that time they were there.
Де чіп? Що чіп? Ідем вперед.
It's also a good idea to keep an eye on the sky because an enemy FPV drone could attack at any moment.
Тягай, блядь, приховайся. Так, Шева за мною. В посадочку. Жах теж. 3-4, пішли.
They managed to pass by the houses without any problems.
Бігом, бігом, бігом. Контрольте, контрольте, все. 12 контроль. Вася! Давай сюда!
Там тягуть, далі тягуть. Бачили, там дерева, блядь.
Далі йдемо, йдемо далі!
This is really bad. A group of Ukrainian soldiers who were left behind has fallen into an ambush. The soldier who recorded the footage and his comrades are stranded in an open area.
I mean, look at that. Look at the denseness of that woodland. Getting through. I'm gonna take my headphones. Do my head in my headphones. I've started to listen to. I got speakers. I've been listening to speakers instead, using the speakers instead, and I feel like it's way better. Look how dense that forest is. Just getting through it, trying to patrol through that, while also looking through and like seeing what's going on ahead. It's a fucking nightmare, isn't it?
This is now an easy target for FPV drones. Also, there's no word from friendly UAVs right now. In other words, they've lost their eyes in the sky. This is a disaster.
I can still hear, by the way, I'm using speakers. For those of you who just missed that, took my headphones off because it's causing irritation on my tattoo, my new tattoo. So I've got speakers on. I'm actually quite enjoying not having the headphones on and just listening to the speakers.
Which direction is the enemy coming from?
What's that rifle he's got? Oh, I think it's just like modified. It's so weird looking.
Давайте вперед, вперед, потихенько.
It's very weird looking.
The enemy is firing from these ruins right here. Both sides have started firing at each other at close range. The footage shows the use of a grenade launcher.
Pull through!
Boom. Yeah. God, you can barely see, can you?
На 12 пекать, осторожно!
Do you know what I'm also finding quite interesting? I don't know when this footage took place, but considering we're in a significant drought in the UK, I know a lot of Europe is as well, like Spain's pretty much on fire as well. It does make me wonder how that is translating in Ukraine. What is it like for dryness there? The reason I say that is because it's going to be very, very easy for fires to catch. If they do catch, it could clear out a whole section, troop, company of individuals very quickly if there's a wildfire. We're seeing a lot of individuals hiding in tree lines. What happens if all of a sudden there's a wildfire and that whole troop has to ditch the trench and run away from the wildfire? What's that look like now? And so I don't know when this footage in particular had taken place. It just looks very dry, so I've got that impression. But I am wondering about SOPs for natural occurrences like wildfires. Never thought of that before. Because I never even had to think about that in the Royal Marines. I mean, at the end of the day, that's kind of like a very rare occurrence. But if there is a wildfire, I mean, at the end of the day, so if you've been in the military, you're well aware of this. You've got your standard, you've got your SOPs, right? You've got your SOPs that you do on a daily basis and you go out in the field with all the time. But then you've also got mission essential SOPs. Like, you've got mission, like, specifically just for that mission. And so when you're getting briefed before you do something, you know, they'll sometimes make a little bit of a map on the floor, and you'll have a brief before it starts. You'll go over what's going on and all this different information that's thrown at you. You sit there with your book for sometimes hours on end, listening to how shit's going to go down. My presumption is within the mission information there, right? It would be, I mean, this would, if the officer is good at his job, which you would like to think so. They certainly were in the Royal Marines. They would be like, FYI, lads, it's fucking dry as shit. Keep the ogging on you. Keep drinking as much as you can. Be well aware of foliage change because of the dried weather, right? You're going to stand out like a sore thumb if you're wearing green in the middle of a dry field. And also, if a fire does occur, if you've done it, put it out as best you can. If not, if it's naturally occurring, this is the SOPs for it. You know, you get back to whatever FOB you're at or whatever it is, wherever you know indicated. Because usually when you're patrolling within a mission, you'll basically put down spots that are like places you can fall back to. And if you fall back to that place, you've been disbanded, you've been broke up, and no one's there. There's sometimes a second, a third, or even a fourth sometimes of spots you can fall back to hopefully regroup. I'm presuming there'd be some sort of SOPs like that, but I'd love to know what you think in the comments. If there was a wildfire, what do you think the troops' SOPs would be? Probably just bug out, just get out of there, right? Never thought of it before. Never thought of that, but it's probably something that's going to have to start being taught now, isn't it?
Проходим потихеньку, Вася, проходим.
I can only say it because it looks dry as shit there, doesn't it?
Став!
There's a bit of green, I
Де
guess.
став? Став сюда! Шляпа!
Grenada. Boom.
Крийте посадку!
He's like, shit, where are you, mate? He's shooting from behind me. He get his head down there.
Вони в домі! В домі, піда!
Both sides have taken up positions in trenches. It looks like the Russian forces are in a safer spot, since the Ukrainians are just hiding among the trees.
Yeah.
But sometimes what seems like an advantage can actually be a disadvantage. This is the front line. Anything can change here.
Підходьте вперед, я заряджаю!
It does look dry. This could be quite modern footage, this.
Ніхто не виходить, норки. І продвигаємося вперед до клумби.
Boom.
Що це,
FPVs?
граната?
Is he looking in the sky for that, or is it
It
just...
seems the elite troops are having a bit of a hard time against the Russians right now, but they're looking for a solution, and they'll find one. They're reviewing all the possibilities.
Look at that AK variant.
Чекай, я споряджаюся, пусти! Закидуємо гранатами і бистро в хату! Хату закидати гранатами, блядь! Двоє йдуть, один 12 контроле, другий дом! Ой, мені явно не доплачують за цю роботу, нас. Став контроль посадку, контроль 12 контроль.
Або входимо, клумба.
Ану, чекай! Вася, пригнись! Не... Тож я пуш...
Там чисто, закріпляйтесь. Дома, ведете огонь по нам.
Вася, заряджайся!
They're just showing the... What are they showing there? They have the Russian flag. Is it the building in the distance? They're in a trench just before? Because I heard him say they were locked in a
The
trench.
Ukrainians fired so many explosives that there's no sound coming from the other side right now.
Що, проходимо вперед, хлопці.
The elite units are getting closer and closer to the Russian positions. Every step brings them closer to victory.
Yeah.
Fighting at such close range is quite difficult.
Підари в хаті!
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's better to have that bit of distance between you and the enemy. Because then you can create, you know, false flanks and do all this other stuff, can't you? When you're very close, it gets a little bit messier, doesn't it? Who's that on the far right there? Guessing that's our lads, our Ukrainian lads on the far right. It looks like it's two different sections here, doesn't it? Fighting this building. One troop, two sections, from what I can tell. Or it look from my perspective, it looks like that.
Чіп, осторожно!
They're just a few steps away. Once they go a little further, they'll be right up against the wall of the house. From that moment on, there's no escape. They'll
Yeah.
either surrender or be wiped off the map.
Is that a drone or something? No, because he's threw a grenade. Or is he just throwing it at like trenches or something?
Пацани, економте БК!
It appears that a group of Russian soldiers left their house and made their way into the woods.
Okay, yeah,
This
so they
means
moved
that
to the
soldiers
left-hand
from
side
the
of
two
him.
armies have moved even closer to one another. Tensions are rising further.
Плюс, арта сприйняв.
That's a nice AK variant now. I'm not sure about the colour though. The colour looks a bit like
Будьте в клумбі!
plasticky.
Плюс!
They moved over to the woodland over on this left-hand side by the sounds of it.
Обходимо, обходимо,
Which might be the
пацани!
right call by the Russians if they want to survive. Get out the building and kind of like start trying to get out of there. Or maybe they were trying to flank. Maybe they've left some people in the building and they sent a couple into the woodland to try and flank them. Which is also quite clever of them if that's the case. And it's a good shout, but they got caught. I would be very cautious to making sure they're not getting flanked though.
Чіп, осторожно, бля!
What the fuck? What is he doing?
Чіп, крий!
Chip took a bit of a risk.
Yeah,
He made an
a
important
bit of a risk. He just ran through everything.
move. He took up a great defensive position and is providing good cover for his teammates from there.
Підходь!
Mate, where is he running?
The elite soldiers are advancing slowly.
That was some... I don't know how I felt about him running across like that then and then just to run out of it while he moved forward.
Covering each other's backs as they go. It appears they have neutralized the
Oh,
enemies
shit, there, you
hiding
see him
among the
then.
trees.
Сектора, підтягуйтесь сюди! Сюди підтягуйтесь!
Boom. Shit. Went past him? I think he went past him.
повтори АГС, повтори АГС, прямо в ціль, повторюю, прямо в ціль.
Копаємо норі,
Ukrainian troops need to hold out a little longer and advance a little further.
Давайте, пацани, чим
Did the
довше
lads,
сидимо,
did the
нахуй,
Russian
тим
lads that
хуйня,
ran into the tree line get hit?
Обходьте!
Because it seems like they've stopped caring about them.
Пацани, лягайте, я їбануту кидаю.
It seems like they stopped caring about the guys in the tree line on the left.
I can't post the footage due to YouTube's community guidelines, but all the enemy soldiers from a moment ago have been neutralized.
There you go. There you go. Lads down in the bunker there in the ditch. They got him.
Да.
Simple as that, eh? Mission successful for the most part.
На ривочку, тут там чисто, давай, залітай.
They cleared this area as well, and now
Again, third video, great footage. I don't know where he's getting this footage from, but really, really good footage here. Not only is it very good footage, he's obviously like done really well at like communicating. I'm not sure if the voiceover is AI or not, but and you know how I feel about AI, but the the communicating of what's going on, for the most part, has been really impressive. I'm impressed with this channel.
They're all moving
Very
on
surprised.
together to their next assignment.
I like seeing these channels popping up. I think it's so important we support them.
З контролем, пацани.
I just want to know when this footage took
З
place.
контролем. Чіпс, контроль. Не розслабляй. Чекай, дай гранату йобну туди.
They're throwing grenades into every hole, every house, and every basement they come across. That's the easiest way to take precautions from a distance. Do you think there's someone inside? Is it okay for him to get this close?
I mean, there's only one way to find out. Do you know what I mean?
Може, ближче підійди.
You can throw grenades all you want, but you're not going to know if someone's dead until you go and check it out, are you? That's the truth of it. It's the worst job you can have.
Ого,
Put dust on that. Getting that in your
The
lungs.
Russian artillery shell was about to hit its target.
справа давай.
I'm tired. I've been at a festival all week, so I'm a little bit tired. Having a bit of a boogie, having a bit of a dance, weren't I? In the dry lands, in the field.
Праву пристройку візьміть.
There's an enemy soldier right there. Here we go.
О, да, Пітер. Тікай, гранату кину.
Throw a grenade, fell back a little bit.
Прямо, поняв? Отут.
The Russian soldiers have nowhere left to run. and
Yeah.
are
I mean, look at the building. They're done for. Best thing a Rush can do there is surrender, but he's probably going to get shot before he can even surrender.
Now they will try to break all resistance by throwing grenades one after another.
Мені кажеться, я його ще запиздував з автомата.
Mate, I'd be careful pushing in like that without his gun raised.
Виходь, будеш жити!
What was that weird flash that came up then? You see that? Yeah,
Арпас, закріпилися.
Підар лежить.
that indicates to me that there'd be more enemies about.
Подвал якийсь, подвал.
There's a basement.
Мене нема.
Be very careful of them little fucking holes in the basements.
Плюс, зачищаємо 5 коротких і закріпляємося.
Just throw a grenade
Hand
down.
grenades will be thrown one after another at the soldier trapped in the basement.
See, like he's peeking there. All it takes is for one Russian to just be like looking out that hole there with the gun pointing out, and you're done for. I think people, you've got to be so. This happened in Afghan so many times to a lot of lads. I didn't go to Afghan for the record. People ask me if I went to Afghan. I did not do Afghan. I did anti-piracy. Lads were saying there's walls and they put holes in the walls and just like sit until you walk past and then get the rounds down as you're walking past. You've got to be careful of every single nook and cranny, every single little gap. You're going to act like it's a threat. I'm not saying that he's not doing that, but I'm also unaware about his SOPs. You know, how long he's been in the field. Like, God, you see the foundation of the building
He is
move
moving
then.
slowly and carefully to check the interior.
Це вони, сука, звідси кошмарили нас, нахуй.
The cleanup operation here was also successfully completed. All Russian forces were repelled. The positions have been recaptured by Ukrainian forces. Don't forget to leave a comment on the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe and like the video for more footage from the front lines.
Good video. San English. I'm so impressed with this individual's channel. The content's good. They're putting in the work, and they've got some really good footage there that is not something you see very often. I think a lot of these smaller channels are just pushing too much AI, and the script is just dog shit. But I'm really impressed. Really, really impressed. Link down below to San English. Go check him out if you haven't already. Check out Chug if you haven't already as well. Get yourself one of them. Check out Morale. Until next time, I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.